So good afternoon once again. Welcome to my next class of his first flight. In the first class, I discussed the story in a nutshell, and now in that class also, I started to read the story between the lines and I had explained it. I feel that you have understood, and I told you again and again I am telling you that if you have any queries, ask me question using your portal. Some of your friends have already asked me questions and I have answered them. So if you have any problem, just put questions to using your e-portal and I will be there with my answers to you. I feel that you have understood, and in the first class that where we had completed the reading of his first flight, that we know that as I told you that this is a story about a bird, a seagull, who has been stuck to the ledge, that is the outer part of the cliff where the bird was sitting over there, and he did not have the courage to fly. Unfortunately, his brother and sister, they had flown away from there, but the bird about whom we are reading, he did not have the courage. His parents, his sisters, brothers, everyone wanted that he should fly, and as I told you that being a bird, if he did not have that ability to fly, he did not have that courage to fly, then it would be a great problem for him. So we know that last day in the last class we just actually completed up to this line that I'm reading from page number 33 of first flight, that but for the life of him he could not move, that up to this he completed. So let's start from this, and I hope that whenever you are watching this video you are having the text with you. So let's start from the next part. That was 24 hours ago. Since then, nobody had come near him. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about with his brothers and sisters, perfecting them in the art of flight, teaching them how to skim the waves and how to dive for fish. Now, he could see from that clip that his parents were teaching or instructing his brothers and sisters how to fly, how to dive, how to catch fish, and helplessly from that ledge of that cliff, he was just watching because he did not have that courage to fly. He had in fact seen his older brother catch his first herring and devour it. Herring means a soft-finned sea fish, the word note is there. So from that ledge he could see that his elder brother caught his first prey, that is herring, the fish, and devour means to swallow it, standing on a rock, while his parents circled around raising a proud cackle. Why? Because he from that from that cliff, from that ledge of this cliff, he could see that his elder brother caught a fish, and while he was swallowing the fish, while he was eating the fish, his parents were circling around his elder brother, and they were making sound, means the parents were also enjoying. Why? Because this is the first catch for their elder son. That is why they were enjoying this time. They were celebrating the time at the success of their elder son. And here the bird, the seagull, who could not fly, he was watching this scene. And all the morning the whole family had walked about on the big plateau midway down the opposite cliff, taunting him with his cowardice. And all through the morning he could see from the cliff that the other family members, means his brothers, his sister, his parents, they were all moving on the plateau on the opposite side of this on the cliff, and as if they were all taunting him, they were all teasing him because of his cowardice, nature, because he did not have that courage to fly. The sun was now ascending the sky. Now the morning, ascending means it's going up. As the time is progressing, the sun is also getting up in the sky, blazing on his ledge that faced the south. Blazing on means it's scorching sun. The sun heat has started to increase. He felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall, and previous night he did not have anything to eat because his parents or brothers or sister, they did not come to him with food. So and as he was in his empty stomach, so he was just feeling the heat as well. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge, and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing, he closed one eye, then the other, and pretended to be falling asleep. Now he started to pretend, and with this pretension he wanted to drag the attention of the other family members who were enjoying on the plateau, who were catching fish and eating all by themselves, and nobody was coming to give food to him, and that is why he was feeling very hungry. So he came to the brink of this aid, means to that to the brink, okay, to that very end of this ledge, and he stood on a single leg, hiding another leg under his wings, and as if he was pretending that he has fallen asleep. Still they took no notice of him, but this trick did not work. Other family members, his brothers, sister, parents, they were not looking at him. He saw his two brothers and his sister lying on the plateau, dozing with their heads sunk into their necks, and he could see that after eating the fish, they were taking a doze, being short sleep on the plateau. His father was preening the feathers on its white back. Preening means making an effort to maintain feathers. So using this beak, his father was preening. Okay, as if just like we comb our hair. So using the beak, using their beak, his father was preening his feathers. Only his mother was looking at him. So the family members here, father and sister and brothers, they were not looking at him, but his mother was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau, her white breast thrust forward. He could see from there, mother was standing on the plateau on a little cliff, and his white breast was very much visible from this ledge where the seagull was standing there. Now and again, she tore at a piece of fish that lay at her feet, and then scraped each side of his beak on the rock. Now he could see from there that mother was also eating a fish, and after taking a scrap of the fish which was laying under her feet, he was just side of this beak, he scrapped each side of this beak, means he was just rubbing the side of his beak in the rock, okay, as if to make it more sharper. Now the sight of the food maddened him. See, for the previous nightfall he did not have anything to eat, and as if the sight of the food, as mother was eating fish, this food make him mad. How he loved to tear food that way, scraping his beak now and again to wet it. To wet means to sharpen, as mother was doing. Mother was rubbing her beak as if to sharpen it. The bird, the seagull, actually he was also very much interested to do this. And earlier he had also tore the scrap of fish as mother and father given him, and he also actually rubbed his beak to sharpen it. So actually he wanted to do the same, but nobody was giving any attention to him. "Ga, ga, ga," he cried, begging her to bring him some food. So now, as the pretension did not bear any fruit, did not work at all, so as if he was begging with his cry, "Ga, ga, ga," as if he wanted to tell that, "Give me food." "Gao kola," she screamed back derisively. Derisively means in a manner showing something that he is stupid, as if mother has answered him with such cry, and that cry, the meaning of the cry, as if that you were stupid, you could not fly, so how could you eat food? But he kept calling plaintively. And after a minute or so, he uttered a joyful scream, but the bird started to cry as if begging for food. Give me food, give me food. And after a minute, it worked, and he was very much happy. His mother had picked up a piece of the fish and was flying across to him with it. Yes, and he saw ultimately mother was flying towards him with the scrap of fish in her beak. Means mother was coming to him to give the food to him, and he was very happy. He leaned out eagerly. Lean means move forward. He just standing on the brink of this ledge. He just moved forward to take this food from mother's beak, tapping the rock with his feet. And he was just tapping the rock because of excitement. He was very much excited because he could not have the food for last many hours. So mother was coming to him with the food, trying to get nearer to her as he flew across. And mother was coming to him flying, so he wanted to get very nearer to her mother, to his mother, to get the food very quickly. But when she was just opposite to him, she halted, her wings motionless, the piece of fish in her beak almost within reach of his beak. Now, as I had already shown you, see the picture. But here, see the picture. The picture is there in page number 34. That mother had a new plan in her mind. Yes, it is true that mother was coming to him with the food, but mother did not give the food to him. Just coming in front of that ledge, mother stopped and did not come to him with the food. And the food was very much near his reach, but he had to jump for it. Here it is. He waited a moment in surprise, wondering why she did not come nearer, and then, maddened by hunger, he dived at the fish. He was very much surprised why his mother stopped there. Mother was just flying motionless, stood as if mother was floating there motionless, and mother did not come near him with the food. So he was surprised why mother was not coming to him. But he could not wait longer, because seeing the food very near to him, he was as if mad and dived at the fish without thinking what would happen. With a loud scream, he fell outwards and downwards into space. And immediately, after giving the dive, now he could realize that ultimately he had dived from that bank with that hope of getting the food. And immediately he started to come down, and he just screamed, shouted. Then a monstrous terror seized him, and his heart stood still. Now he was very much afraid that what I have done, I have dived from there and I'm just coming down, I'm just getting down, I'm falling down. What to do? As if he was so much terror stricken that as if his heart stood still. He could hear nothing. But it only lasted a minute. As he was coming down, it lasted a minute. He was very much afraid. The next moment he felt his wings spread outwards. Now next moment he felt that his wings as if automatically spread outwards. The wind rushed against his breast feathers, then under his stomach and against his wings, and he could feel that air was passing. It was touching his it was touching his breast, and it was passing through his wings. He was not falling headlong now, and he also discovered that no, he is not falling now. He was soaring gradually downwards and outwards. Now he was floating as if with that flapping on the wings, he was able to come outward, then again going downwards. He was no longer afraid. Now his fear had gone. Means he is not going down. He was not falling down. He just felt a bit dizzy. Dizzy means an uncomfortable feeling of spinning around and losing one's balance, as this is the first time in his life of flying. And also he was very much tired because he did not have food for many hours. So he was a bit tired also. So for this he had a very dizziness, but still he was happy. Then he flapped his wings once and soared upwards, and then he started to flap his wings. He learned to fly and started to come upwards. Ga 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 ga, go cola. His mother swept past him her wings making a loud noise. With this noise, the mother was very happy, because now what she wanted, that his son should fly, his son should learn how to fly, and ultimately it happened. Ultimately his son, who was very scared of flying earlier, now he started to fly, and mother was very happy. I feel that everyone's mother became very happy at the success of their son and daughter, isn't it? Your mother is also become very happy when you become when you have a good result, and not only result in success in any other way. So mother also become very happy, and mother just swooped past him. Swoop means just fly past him. He answered her with another scream, and that seabird, the seagull, he also very much happy, and he also answered to his mother. Then his father flew over him screaming. Now father came. When he was flying, father also came and hovering and flying around him and shouting. He saw his two brothers and his sister flying around him, curveting and banking and soaring and diving. Here, curveting means leaping like a horse, and banking means flying with one wing higher than other. Okay, just in such a way. Okay, in such a way. So all the family members were enjoying, they are celebrating the success of the seagull, as he had learned how to fly. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly, and commended himself to dive and soar and curve and shrieking shrilly. Now he was enjoying. This is the first time. Whenever if you can do anything for the first time in life, you must be very much excited as well as happy. Here the seagull also became very happy, and now he started to fly, he started to soar, he started to curve in such a way. He was trying to fly just like his brothers and sister. He was near the sea now, flying straight over it, facing straight out over the ocean. Now he just came down and very close to the ocean, and he was actually flying straight. He saw a vast green sea beneath him, with little ridges moving over it, and he turned his beak sidewards and called amusedly. Now he could see that there was little, here he saw a vast green sea beneath him, very, very near, and little ridges moving over it. Little ridges, a little cliff was also there, and he was just moving his beak sideways like this. His parents and his brothers and sister had landed on the green flooring ahead of him. He could see that parents and brothers and sisters, those who had landed on that green seat of seawater, they were beckoning to him as if they were inviting him to land on the seawater also, calling shrilly. They are also calling him. He dropped his legs to stand on the green sea, and this is the first time he had learned how to fly, and this is the first time he was going to land on the seawater. At first he just took out his first leg to stand on the sea. His legs sank into it and immediately drowned. He screamed with fright and attempted to rise again, flapping his wings, and as soon as his feet drowned in the water, he was very much afraid again. The fear had come to him again, and he tried to fly up from there with the flapping of his wings. But he was tired and weak with hunger, and he could not rise. As you know, for last many hours he did not have any food, so he was physically very tired, and actually with that hunger he could not fly upwards. Exhausted by the strange exercise. Yes, this is a strange exercise, because for the first time in his life he has learned to flap his wings, and this is the first experience of his life, and he was very much tired with it. His feet sank into the green sea, and then his belly touched it, and he sank no further. Now ultimately, though he was not intended to land on that seawater, but out of tiredness, as he could not fly upwards, he had to land on seawater, and whenever he landed, he could feel that his belly touched on the seawater, and he sank no further. But this is a miracle. He is not sinking, he was not drowning in the water, he was floating on it. Yes, this is very natural. Being a seabird, being a water bird, he must float on water. He didn't know. And around him his family was screaming, praising him, and their beaks were offering him scraps of dogfish. and all the family members, when he was floating on the sea water, his family members, his brothers, his sisters, his parents, his father, mother, all had come, and they were also floating around him, and they were all offering him food, as food, that offering him scraps of dog fish. He had made his first flight, and in this way he just had learned how to fly. So this is the end of the story that I have read and explained. I feel that you have enjoyed, you have understood. And again I am telling, if you have any queries, put questions using your e-portal, and I will be there with my answers. In my next class I will tell you the story of the black aeroplane, then I will read and explain this. Till then, goodbye.